This presentation is on the ancient Greek sculpture referred to as Discobolus, or the discus thrower. This piece was originally created in the 5th century BC by a popular sculptor named Myron. He was considered to be one of the best sculptors in ancient Greece and was known for his depictions of powerful athletes and lifelike animals. The Discobolus was his most famous statue. Unfortunately, the original bronze piece created by Myron has been lost to history. It exists today through many different Roman copies. As you can see by the pictures, there are many slight variances among the replicas. However, through a description given by Lucian of Samosata in his work called Velocities, it is possible to discern the most accurate replica. This is how it is described. One bent over into a throwing position, with his head turned back to the hand that holds the discus, and the opposite knee flexed, like one who will spring up again after the throw. This tells us that the versions of the statue that have had the head turned down, like the one in the image on the top left corner, are inaccurate. Another common difference between the original and Roman copies is the material used to make the statue. Many of the replicas are made of marble, with the Grecian version was believed to be made of bronze. This statue holds great historical significance. This importance can be broken down into 3 categories: artistic and cultural significance, as well as a depiction of ancient ideals of beauty. Beginning with its impact on the art of the ancient world, this statue helped set a precedent for statues during the Hellenistic period. Unlike most other statues of the time, the Discobolus was not made into the traditional contrapposto pose. Contrapposto is an Italian term that means counterpose. It is used to describe a human figure standing with most of its weight on one foot, so that its shoulders and arms twist off axis from the hips and legs. Instead of the Discobolus was formed into a distorted position that shows the final movement before action. Balance is maintained in the sculpture by having the arms and the back of the discus thrower create 2 intersecting arcs that are in harmony. Instead of representing a specific person, the statue is believed to represent athletes in general. This is important because of the esteem athletes hold in ancient Greek society and culture. The Discobolus was also important because of its reflection of ancient Grecian culture. Athletics and competition were very important to all the Greeks, no matter what city-state they belonged to. Many of their values as a culture and a society circled around ideals of pride, excellence, and winning. These values were often summed up into one word, arete, basically meaning excellence of any kind. Therefore, sports and athletic competitions were esteemed activities that were highly valued. Because of this, art depicting athletes would be important. Not only would it memorialize the values held dear by the society, but it would also promote the lifestyle of athletes. Directly related to culture is how the Discobolus depicts ancient Greeks' beauty ideals. It was expected that men in ancient Greece were very athletic and muscular in their builds, and this was often represented through different art forms. To give some background regarding the specific piece, discus throwing was the first event in the pentathlon, or a contest containing 5 events in the ancient Olympic Games. It is believed that pentathletes were considered inferior to other athletes that competed and excelled in a single discipline, but their physique was greatly admired because no set of muscles were overdeveloped. This resulted in an aesthetically pleasing, harmonious proportions depicted by Myron's statue. By studying this piece, historians were able to analyze what was important to a society that existed thousands of years ago. One of the most obvious takeaways that come from researching this piece is the timelessness of it. Despite being created by Greeks in the 5th century BC, it was valued enough to be recreated several times during the Roman Empire. These surviving replicas are then valued enough by today's society to still be studied and considered precedent-setting. Art, no matter what form it takes, has a way of eliciting emotions and uniting people across time and place.